Hello everyone, I'm Victoria and welcome to today's video, Blue Avian message. And when I connected with them, it's funny, I didn't even intend to connect with them. They just came through and we're like, okay, it's time. We've been wanting to send through this message for a while now. So yeah, I guess finally I made time for them. Sorry. If anyone is feels like they're hearing this message like a bit late, especially if you're watching this as it's coming out. Sorry if it was delayed, but everything has its own time. I'm sure that, it's coming out at the precise time that everyone will need it. Everyone will watch it whenever they need to. Anyway, before we dive into these cards that I drew, I wanted to mention what they were talking with me about. And yeah, we had a full-blown conversation because I was a bit like confused at the start. Not confused, but not fully sure if I'm like fully accepting what they're saying. So I guess I'll try to explain to you guys. I asked them what they want to tell us. So what they showed me was someone in the middle trying to balance out two people that are fighting. One is supposed to be the light, one is the dark. It's like the good people and the bad people. And the person in the middle, I guess us, is trying to get them to get along. Like, why can't you just get along? Come on, be friends. And like is pulling them towards each other. But when you pull so hard, they kind of both stumble and fall, and it just gets worse. So I was like, okay, so are you trying to say that we shouldn't try to balance, like bring a balance and get people to get along? And I guess that is kind of what they were telling me. And that's what I was having kind of like a hard time coming to terms with, because I'm a Libra North Node, which means that I want to balance things. I'm here to balance things. So in my mind, I was thinking, well, of course, if I get the light people and the dark people to get along, not just the humans, but also the beings and everything, the energies, of course, if we get them to get along and play nice, of course, they will become friends and we can all work together and have a happily ever after. But maybe that's just wishful thinking on my part, because that's just what I was thinking. But anyway, I asked them, what should we do then? And they showed me with the people who are darker, who are heavier, who are, lower vibrational. You know who these people are. You feel them in, you can feel them out in your life. You know who they are. You can hear them with what they're saying, I guess. A lot of the things are very heavy, very lower frequency topics, I guess, let's say that. Or they're just very closed off as well. So what they were showing me is that you can work with those people, the people who are neutral, so us, I guess, the people who are holding neutrality. I guess they should have probably mentioned that first, that we're the ones here to hold neutrality. They kind of mentioned that after, so I guess I'm the messenger. I should be relaying this message better. But yes, us, the neutral holders, we're here to bring neutrality and to hold that energy, because there are people, especially right now, that are so far into one side or the other. And there always needs to be something in the middle to balance. Anyway, we're here to balance. So you can work with them, try to with others to get them to raise their vibration. It was like kind of an image of girls dancing around and singing in a circle around this like stuck up man, let's say that. And at one point he was kind of feeling like, oh yeah, I'm kind of vibing with this, but then bam, all of the darkness, it was like, no, I hate this, get out of here. Rage, all emotions, sadness, fear, all of it, anger coming through. Like the darkness was just, it was like a dog coming through, like a big beast, like roar. No, stop. I hate this and I hate this and I hate that. And the message was, you are not there, some of the people working with you on this could get scared and run away, but you're not supposed to get scared and run away. You know that this is the exact actually reaction that you're looking for, because you're allowing those stuck emotions to come through. Because that man that I saw, like I said, there's some people who are lower frequency because they're just not allowing their energy to flow properly, so they're getting everything stuck and pulling themselves lower and lower and lower, and they're not opening. So you're allowing that energy to flow out, to pop out. And of course at the start, it's like a volcano bursting, it's like crazy, but allow it to come through, and know that you are the director of this, I guess. You're directing this, like, yes, keep going, let it out, let it out, scream more, shout more, say more bad things, release it. And once all of that is out, I mean, we've probably felt that in ourselves as well. Sometimes we just gotta get something out, and then we feel like kind of defenseless in a way. You get to that point where the person is fully vulnerable and defenseless, and like, wow, I'm so different now that all of this went out. And it's about getting to that point, not being scared when someone is reacting negatively to you. So this is making me think, in the next days, weeks, months, maybe we'll have people reacting to us in not the most positive way. And know that, yes, to some, it might be a test to ourselves as well, but it is really there to allow us to help the other person to release this. So we're again staying neutral in that situation, neutrality, and allowing them to be themselves and express that stuck energy when no one else will allow them to. If imagine that person going out to someone else and just letting all that out, the other person won't accept them, and they will keep thinking, oh, I need to keep bottling that up. I can't release this in front of anyone because other people get scared, other people get offended, or they hate me. That's the point. They hate me, so they leave me. But when you accept them, even when they're at their worst, their lowest, when you show them love when they're at their worst and lowest, that's when you show them that, hey, maybe it's okay to, not bottle up my feelings. And maybe we can help ourselves in this way too, because I know personally, I still have things that maybe I'm bottling up still. And I'm sure that every single one of you watching this can feel the same, at least a little bit is stuck there. So yeah, that was really interesting. And now that I'm talking about it, of course it makes sense, doesn't it? But then I asked, okay, what about the people who, are of the light, I guess? If we're supposed to be the more neutral people, then what about the light people? And what they told me is that, well, this is literally what they said. There is no person who does not have darkness in them, like even a little bit. So if there are people out there that think they're so light that they, for example, wouldn't speak to your, I don't know, wouldn't want to work with you, something like that, because they feel like you are not as light as them, let's say that. Those people are, I guess, darker than they think they are. This took way too long. Me and my bad explanations sometimes. Basically the point is, if there are people thinking that they're fully light and fully high vibrational, fully, of the light, they're darker than they actually think. They're darker than you, who knows that, is in your center. When you're in your center, you know every part about yourself. It's like being in the center and looking at your natal chart and knowing, okay, I have this part, this part, this part, this part. they have good and bad, aspects. And I know that I am, very unique, very multifaceted, very, very, there's a lot of things to me. And I'm not only light, I'm not only good. I have the good, the bad, all of it together, and that's how I manage to be neutral and be in that balanced state, because I accept my darkness and I accept my light. So again, if there are people watching this who think they are fully light, I'm sorry. All of us have darkness and light together. And yeah, we can work together. And you can see that in some lighter people as well, like people who that they're let's say very connected and higher vibrational. Even there you can get like a disconnect, and you can always find something. You always find something about someone. No one's life is perfect, no one is fully good, no one is fully bad. Anyway, that's it. The last thing that they told me before they said time for the cards was follow the shooting star. And this is gonna mean a lot of different things to everyone. This could be literal for some people, and for others, you're gonna have to read between the lines and know what that means about you and your life. Follow the star, follow the shooting star, and follow yourself. You are the star, so follow yourself and trust. Follow the star and trust. That is what they repeated a few times. So I'm gonna save you the repeat. But yes, let's get into the cards, since that was a key part of everything. Let's look at what they gave me to work with here, to interpret. We have the lost lands, heareth, and trust the timing. Okay, interesting. So with lost lands, we have the you've done this before. You've done this before. We've done this before. We've lived similar lives before. We've done what we're trying to accomplish right now before. Whether it's on this planet, on another planet, and whatever kind of body, it doesn't matter. The core energy and just idea, I guess, of what we came to accomplish here, we've done it already. And we wouldn't be here if we didn't, because they're telling me that it's like we specialize in this. Every single one of us specialized in a particular field. So I specialized in this, whatever I'm doing. So that's why I came here to do this. And that's why I know exactly how to do it. And I don't really need as much training as, for example, some other people might need. And you guys each specialized in whatever you're doing, you came here to do. So know that, you've done this, you know it already. I don't need to tell you, you've done it before, honestly. And some of you might start unlocking some kind of memories or something, or emotions. It might not be exactly remembering literally memories, but feeling some kind of emotions that are coming through from some of your past lives. And I think that's coming together with the memories, and the gifts come together. So the emotion and the gift comes together when you start regaining some of your gifts. So for example, if I suddenly start becoming better at channeling and any kind of psychic ability, I guess, I'm receiving also emotions that I had in the, I guess, lives that I am acquiring this from. Because it's like I'm pulling from the past life, or from my soul's treasure chest, let's call it that, from my soul's treasure chest. But you can't pull just the a gift and ability. You pull it with some kind of emotion. And actually that's kind of how they're telling me that's how it comes into you as well. That's how you most easily allow the body itself and the whole being to absorb it. So they're kind of telling me that comes together with what they showed me before, that darkness coming out of that man. If you try to, get him to, loosen up and get into a higher vibration, he releases all of that. Part of why he's releasing it is because he's getting emotions that are also coming from the past lives, and those are pushing the other ones out. I hope that makes sense. So they have to come out. They're forcing them to come out. And you might find that you might be getting some of this soon as well, or you might have already been getting it, where you might feel a little bit like emotional, overly emotional for no reason. And you're pushing out emotions and dealing with things so that you can really receive more, obviously, but you're also experiencing emotions from past lives and in a way reliving them. Some of you literally might feel like you're reliving a past life, because everyone will take it differently because of your different abilities and everything. But all of this, taking in the past energy, might make you feel like, well, okay, I downloaded, let's say I downloaded this gift, I'm installing it or installed it. And what now? What do I do with it? I mean, I'm trying to work with it, but things are not fully working out, or people aren't listening to me, or I don't know, there's no one to work on. Like, for example, if you're trying to like do healings on people, but no one wants the healing from you. I don't know why this is an example, but and you're like, oh, when is it gonna come? And I'd rather be there in the past life, or the place that I used to live in, wherever that is on Earth, on another planet, or I'd rather just not be here. I don't know, just be in source or something, just be calm and not have to deal with all of these emotions. And also remembering some of the past lives, getting the emotions from there, because it's kind of weird. They're telling me that yes, some of you will experience actually like seeing or reliving in a way some past lives, but a lot of you will only experience the emotion, and it's like your brain is downloading the information, but it's just not going to. It's like downloading a zip file, but then not extracting the whole zip file, only pulling a single part of it. The zip file is still there with all of these memories, so you can somehow, if you wanted to, you could try to access it so that you can see what the past life was like literally see, especially if you're good at seeing, clairvoyant. But you don't have to, because that's not needed. That's why it's not extracted, but it's still there. It's available if you wanna, like, for fun, if you wanna see it, but there's no point. But because all of these emotions are coming through, and because that is downloaded anyway, your self, your subconscious knows and remembers what it was like, and it misses that. It misses it because it sees the now, and it wishes it was not in the now. It wishes it was back, when, you could be using your psychic abilities freely and doing so much stuff and working everyone together. It wishes that it could be there, but it can't. It's here for a reason. We're all here for a reason. And we have to stay here, obviously, because we're on a mission here. It would be kind of bad manners, let's say, to sign up for this mission, be like, yeah, I'm gonna go and do this, and then just leave. So we have to stay here, and we have to bring through this more of this energy. So the more that you're bringing through the past energy, the more that you're bringing it here, and you're creating this now. And know that you can create all of this now. You can start creating it. That's why you're here, because you want that. So you're seeking something. That's why you're here, to seek and to create this new energy. But you have to remember that you have to keep walking. Like it said, follow the star, follow that falling star. don't stop and keep trusting, even if it doesn't make sense, even if you don't know where you're going, even if you don't think it'll work out. Your human mind is like, oh my god, this is gonna go nowhere. I'm, gonna go fully broke, or I don't know, whatever your human mind is thinking. Know that the more you keep following, the more things will make sense, and the more signs you're gonna get down the line that yes, that thing you received, I guess that sign that you're following because of this, because of that, and now this is happening, and things are working out, just so that you can bring more of this energy through. And the trust the wave that you came in on. Exactly. Trust the timing. You came in at the exact perfect time. This video as well, even if they wanted me to relay this message earlier, right now it's gonna come out at the perfect time for you, watcher, viewer, to view it and to understand the message. Otherwise, maybe it would come out too early and no one would understand it, no one would get it, or you wouldn't really benefit from it much. But know that time is also not running out for you. If you feel like, I'm getting old, what's happening? Sometimes I think that. It's weird because I'm not that old. But like, oh God, am I not, getting a bit old? And there's so many young people doing so many things younger than me that, are doing this and that. And I'm not even halfway there. Even I get these thoughts a lot. I used to get them a lot. And now a bit less, but still, we have to trust that time is not running out for us. I'm not getting too old, you're not getting too old, and things are going the way that they're supposed to go. And I lost it, but they're trying to tell me something again about the mission here, and oh yes, about ascending. If you feel like you came here to ascend, or this is your goal in this life, to ascend to another dimension, for example, know that that is not your goal here. You came here to help. Why would you come here to help and then go to another dimension during this life? How would that be helpful? You're here to be like an on-site worker. It sucks, kind of. But we're the on-site workers. There's people up there who are watching over everything, and it's like, imagine on the computer screens, like, yes, I can see this, you should go over there and do this, and they're guiding us. Again, follow the star. But we're the ones who are here a bit confused, a bit, not seeing the full picture, not seeing the whole map, let's say. And we just have to trust and follow. I hope all this makes sense, by the way. I know I keep saying that, but yeah. We have up in the smoke and north, south, east, and west here. So up in the smoke, that is the jinn, the genie. And this is coming through in an interesting way. So this card is usually there when we're talking about making decisions and trying to decipher right from wrong. So if you find yourself trying to decide what is right and what is wrong for you or for someone else or just overall, know that there is no fully right and no fully wrong. Just like all of us have light, all of us have darkness. In that same way, in that same vein, no choice is fully right and no choice is fully wrong. So if you are trying to make a choice and not knowing which one is best, just feel into yourself, feel into your heart, ask yourself, what is the best option for me right now? What do I want to do the most right now? And that's it. What feels the best for me right now? That's it. That's your answer. There's no right and wrong. Again, it's just what is best for you. What do you feel is best? And the same way with everyone else's decisions. If we're looking at someone else and thinking, I don't know if they made a good decision. Like, why? Because you think it's not good, or we shouldn't be judging, I guess, people's decisions and what they're doing, because they are always doing what they think is best. Just like our parents, they raise us the way they do because they think that's best. Or they don't, for the people who had the parents who didn't really raise them much, the parents still were doing what they thought was best, which was, I guess, doing something else. And again, we can't really judge or blame them for that because we do the same. We constantly are making decisions that, we make because we think they're for the best. So again, staying neutral, trying to just go with the flow. And let's talk about North, South, East, and West here. I feel like they're trying to tell me something about the limitations. So our limitations of our human body, the body that we are incarnated in, that we created, our soul is the body, and the body is the soul, and the spirit, and everything is one. So they're not fully separate, just like they're not fully, just like you can say, oh, there's a spirit, there's a body, and there's a soul. But they're not fully separate, just like they're not fully, one exact thing. And for that kind of energy like ours to come through, there needed to be specific limitations in many ways, what they're telling me. They want you to, each of you, to start thinking about the limitations that you've had in your life since you were born. Think about the time when you were born. If you know anything about that, did anything happen? Was there any limitation? Was there any problem with you, with your mother, with the situation? Were there any problems? Was there anything? What was limiting you later on? Were you trying for example, thanks. They're telling me I always wanted to go overseas. Ever since I was young, I didn't want to, for example, go on vacation here in my country. I didn't like my country. I didn't resonate with it. And I constantly wanted to go overseas, but it just never happened. And I was like, I'm being limited. I'm not being allowed to go out there and see other cultures. Funny, now I travel a lot. And that limitation was there in place, partly because I wasn't ready. My energy wasn't ready. So I have a specific job to go out and go to different countries and see different energies and work with different energies. But I wasn't traveling for a long time, even when I moved. So I studied in the UK, but even when I was there, I was staying where I was studying. I wasn't moving around. And the only place I would go is come home to see my family, obviously. But still, I wouldn't go anywhere else. And then later on, I started to travel more. The more that the more spiritual I became, I opened up spiritually. And the more I grew in that sense, the more I traveled. So I hope you can kind of find in your life something that, is similar in a way. I feel like using examples like this is the best way to explain things. At least for me, I find that when someone gives me an example, I can really be like, oh yeah, in my life this happened, and then this and this and that. Yeah, that makes sense. So it's a lot about you thinking and analyzing your own life. Coming from a Virgo, analyze. I love analyzing. Analyze, guys. Analyze your lives and what your limitations were and why they were there. And you'll find that you'll look at life and the people around you much differently. So now that I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking way differently about my family, who didn't allow me, I guess, to go overseas for a long time. Want to get some more cards here. Ooh. One almost came out, but I guess it wasn't for us. see what else we can get here from the Blue Avians. This has already been quite an interesting message, and quite a long one, of course. I love talking, I guess. We have caring community here. Participate and belong, enrich your life. This is an interesting one to come through here. And it's kind of reminding me of this card, how they're holding together. So all of us are holding together. Like I was saying, we're holding neutrality together. And just like the dark people are holding the darkness and the light people are holding the light, and we're all holding. So all of us are kind of like moving around, but holding. So it's like, imagine them just moving in a circle, kind of just moving around, but holding it so that it doesn't shift. But now shifts are happening. And because the light and the dark are shifting so much, we have to work extra hard to hold. So that's why they're telling me that we have one of the hardest jobs, because we're holding. And we're supposed to work with all of these people, the people who are, you know, the worst of the worst, and the people who think they're the best of the best, but they're, you know, not fully. We're trying so hard to keep everything together and keep the energies together, keep them together, that it's taking a big toll on us. And it feels like we need to communicate more with each other, or see who in your life you're working with in some way and try to communicate with them. Even if you're trying to help someone who's, you know, either the dark or the lighter, you know, side, communicate with them more so that you can understand them more. That's what they're telling me. You need to understand the people that you're working with more so that you can cooperate better. Because if you don't know the people's triggers, if you don't know what energy, I guess, is stuck within them, you can't help them release it. And if you don't know their mannerisms and things like that, their personality, it's harder for you to help them and assist them in their journey. It's kind of like they're telling me we are really like the things that people are like, oh, what is that game called? Is it pinball? So, well, most people are, I think this was like an explanation in human design, which was really interesting. People are like the ball in pinball. I really hope it was pinball. The ball that like just constantly is bumping off of the walls and things, and we are the walls. So we're trying to hold and to help people to find themselves. So to help them to find themselves, we need to speak with them as well. We need to communicate with them, and try to assist them in that way, which is very interesting. So remember that you are part of the structure that is helping people realize things. You're part of the structure that is helping move things. So if people react negatively to you, know that that's not personal. It's because they are trying to shift. So by them reacting, releasing, they're shifting. They're the ball. They're shifting around. And obviously some people are going to react very nicely to you. They're going to love you. And they're going to understand that you're helping them. So understand that there's those two. And some of you might feel like, oh, man, I don't feel like the wall. I think I'm the ball. maybe you are. But I think it's interesting to remember, to understand this, and to remember that this is in play, that this is actually happening, and we are a part of this like big thing that's going on. So yeah, I feel like we're gonna end it here. Yeah, they're telling me that that's it for now. For now. Till next time, I guess. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this interesting transmission. And yeah, let me know in the comments what you thought about it. If you're interested in a personal reading, details of how you can contact me are down below. And anyway, I'm wishing you the most amazing day possible, and I hope I see you in my next video. Bye!